Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a D&D, an AD&D advice video on vetting your new players. Okay, let me start from the beginning. I've been playing Advanced Dungeons and Dragons since the 70s. I started running it in 79. I still run it today with my family. I do these videos as advice to the newer dungeon masters. The game needs players, the game needs dungeon masters. And I don't care what version of D&D you play, this advice is good for any of them, for any version of D&D. Whenever you allow a new player into your game and they bring their own character, you need to really vet those characters and the players. Really, really look into them. Here's why. Years ago, I was playing in my friend Donald's AD&D game. Donald was an excellent dungeon master. He was very imaginative. It was a fun game. I mean, Donald was really, really good. We'd been playing for a few months, and we'd gotten up to about 5th or 6th level, I think it was, 6th level. We'd been playing, and one of our players had to drop out. His family was moving out of state, and he was forced to quit. Things like that happen. It's not his fault. He was an excellent player, and we were going to miss him because he was a really good player. He was running one of our fighters in the group, so fighters are a lot easier to replace than others, but again, you have to vet the new players. This guy leaving necessitated that we find a replacement. Enter Barry. Barry was a friend of one of the other players. He said he had tons of experience and had a character suitable and level for the game. Donald welcomed him to the game and jotted down a few notes about his character. That was Donald's mistake. Donald should have read through the character in depth and really, really vetted this guy. And I can't say that enough. You have to vet new players as well as their characters. Let me explain. Barry's character was a 6th level fighter. He had a number of magic items and an armor class that was ridiculously low. This guy outfought every bad guy that we faced. Most of our characters, if Barry went first in the initiative, usually we didn't get a chance to do anything. Barry's character was that badass. This guy had magic items that actually made him a better spellcaster than our wizard and cleric combined. He had fireballs, lightning bolts, healing spells, cure spells, remove poison, remove curse, that kind of thing. Magic missiles, identify, teleportation, invisibility, fly, levitation, you name it, this guy had an item that could do it. The rest of the group started feeling a little useless. Furthermore, Barry was gung-ho. Barry rushed everything. We were rushed to do this, rushed to do that. He rushed the plot, forcing a confrontation with the major villain of Donald's campaign. The villain, when Barry faced him, the villain had no chance. This guy was like a 12th or a 13th level character at the time. As I understand it, Donald had created not quite a lich, but pretty powerful, almost up there. On top of that, he had all the abilities of a 12th level wizard. He could fight like a fighter, about 12th level. I mean, the guy was badass compared to our 6th level. The major villain in Donald's game had no chance against Barry. Barry's character just mopped the floor with him. This guy couldn't come close to even touching Barry's character's armor class. The rest of the group was literally useless. We stood around watching. Out of spur of the moment, I didn't really think about it, but because this guy couldn't touch Barry, and he was twice our level at least, I asked, well, Barry, what kind of armor do you have? His reply was, Platinum Dragon Scale armor. Immediately red flags went up. Donald looked at him funny. The rest of the group was looking at each other like, what the hell is this guy talking about? I asked, how in the hell did you get that? His reply was, oh, there was a flight of platinum dragons, and I defeated one, and I killed it and got its scales and I made armor out of it. And of course, the argument commenced. Barry was pissed. He ended up leaving the group, and good riddance. I have not seen Barry since. The only reason I remember his name is because I had a brother-in-law named Barry. That's the only reason I remember his name. For those of you who don't know, there is only one platinum dragon. He is the king of all good dragons. His name is Bahamut. Bahamut is attended by, depending on what source you use, between 5 and 1,000 ancient huge good dragons. Bahamut resides in a palace behind the east wind and is as badass gets. He is along the same power level as a deity. Now, I doubt a 6th level fighter could even find Bahamut, much less defeat him. During the course of the argument, Barry said that he defeated the Platinum Dragon when he was 3rd level. Yeah, I see 2 possibilities with Barry's story. One, the dungeon master who Barry used to play with was a blathering idiot of a Monty Hall variety. Or, and I think this more likely, Barry was a liar and a cheater. The moral of, well, maybe not a liar, but definitely a cheater. The moral of this story is, for less experienced dungeon masters, vet your new players. Don't let anyone bring a character into your game without you going over that character meticulously. That was Donald's mistake. Make sure the character is of an appropriate level. Make sure the character has reasonable gear. Make sure the character has reasonable magic items. Make sure the character will not unbalance your game. Make sure the character's backstory fits into your world. That's one of the things people overlook a lot. What about your backstory? How did you get this? Where did you come from? That kind of thing. Because if it doesn't fit into the world, the character's not going to fit into the plot. You see what I'm saying? The very last thing you as a dungeon master want to do is to welcome a player character into your established game and your world who will destroy everything you have prepared. You don't want to welcome him in if he's going to destroy everything. Your plot, your villains, your villains, your world, your storyline, the character arcs, all of these will suffer if you do. Now, again, be sure to vet your new player characters. Barry was an exceptionally grandiose version of this. Usually, when a new player comes into your game and he's got his character, you can say, well, the rest of this is okay, but you got to get rid of this and this and this, put it off to the side, pretend your character doesn't have it because it doesn't exist in my world. And usually most players are pretty good with that. Barry was, oh my God, ridiculous, So but like I said, just vet the new players that come in, vet their characters, because you never know. I hope this finds everybody well. And again, I'm not saying this is how you have to do it, but in this particular case, you kind of have to do it. Hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.